So if you're sitting comfortably, I will tell you the story. A long time ago, in one of those times when there was palaces, not with politicians and dictators, but real emperors. Emperors who were there because they were smart, they were wise, they were strong and very effective rulers. And it just happened that the emperor was away on some sort of business, and in his absence a monster came in. It was a demon, ugly, frightening, terrifying. And because this monster was so frightening, all of these soldiers and guards, the people who were supposed to stop visitors coming in at the wrong time, they froze in terror, allowing this monster to walk right into the center of the palace and sit on the emperor's throne. And when that monster sat down on the emperor's chair, that was going too far. So the guards came to their senses and said, "Get out of here! You don't belong! Who do you think you are? That is our emperor's chair. You can't sit in there." And at those few unkind words and unkind deeds, that monster grew an inch bigger, more frightening, more smelly, and more offensive. And that really upset all the people in the palace. They got out their swords, they clenched their fists. "If you don't move your butt, we'll carve it out with our swords. Get out of here, quick!" But every unkind word, unkind deed, even unkind thoughts, the monster grew an inch bigger every time, more ugly, more stinky, and the language got worse. And this had been going on a long time, when eventually the emperor came back. And he came back into his palace, into his throne hall, and he saw this incredibly big, frightening monster there. He was so big, he took up most of the throne room. Huge. Talk about fat and obese. That monster, I've got nothing on that monster. The only reason I'm putting on weight, by the way, is because Buddhism is expanding. So am I. Anyway, back to the monster. This was one fat monster. And he was so ugly. I mean, really frightening. As I said in the story, even the great Steven Spielberg, with all of the resources of DreamWorks, could not manufacture something so frightening. I've never seen Alien, but people say that's the most frightening monster in the movies. Is it? I don't know, but this monster was 100 times as frightening as the alien. It was terrifying. And as for the stench coming off this monster, it smelled so bad that the maggots crawling over his body threw up. They were sick. They vomited. And the language of this monster was worse, much worse than you'd hear in Northbridge after the West Coast Eagles got beaten. It was one really sick monster. But that emperor, the reason he was the emperor was because of his great wisdom. He saw that terrifying, huge, stinky monster and understood what to do. He said the wonderful word, "Welcome. Welcome, monster. Thank you for coming." And at that, the monster grew an inch smaller, less ugly. The maggot stopped throwing up. And his language got better. And the people around realized their mistake. instead of saying get out and getting angry, they started being kind to the monster. Welcome. Do you want something to eat? How about a pizza? Monster size. About 3 or 4 of them got on the monster's feet to give them a foot massage. Have you had a foot massage? Oh, it's so rare getting a foot massage if you're a monster. That monster, oh, just over there a bit. Oh, that's just right there. And they gave him cups of tea as well. They said, do you want a cup of tea or a cup of coffee? You know, we have Dilma from Sri Lanka. We have peppermint, it's good for your health. And there were, 1 lump or 2 or honey. They were so kind to that monster that every kind act, word, or thought, the monster grew an inch smaller, less ugly, less smelly, less offensive. And soon that monster was back to the size when he first came in. They didn't stop there. They carried on with the kindness so much that soon that monster was so small that one more act of kindness and the monster vanished completely away. And that's how the monster was removed from the emperor's palace. Not with, get out of here, you don't belong, but welcome, thank you for coming. What can I do for you? The Buddha told that story. That's a real story from the Udana in the Tripitaka. Only I added a few details, like the pizza, that wasn't in. That wasn't in. Same with the foot massage, I added that. But the essence is there, the anger. And the Buddha said to the monks, he said, we call that an anger-eating demon. And when I first read that, I thought, wow, that's a powerful message. Anger-eating demon. You give them anger, that's what they eat, that's what they grow with, that's how they become more powerful, that's what makes them bigger, stronger, and more negative. They feed off your ill will. And I've seen that so often, with people I've looked at and looked with. You give the problem anger, get out of here, you don't belong.